I
Okay.
wasn't great in
about
this
that at all.
game.
So
And-
McMahon, let me ask you this: Has Ja,
Mhm.
and I mean, I must be just derelict if this is true because I just didn't know. Has Ja been wearing that tape job on his right hand?
So here's the deal. He hurt his hand in the second to last game of the regular season. Hurt it in a blowout win over the Bucks JV team. And then he sat out the last game, which was planned anyways. They listed him, I think, with a right hand contusion. He had like not just a wrap, it looked like a freaking boxing glove on his hand for that game. But then he'd been practicing. He wasn't on the injury report, right? Taylor Jenkins said before the game, no limitations on Ja. You know, he's been practicing full go. Everything's cool. So this is the first game that he played with, you know, a tape job. It was a pretty light tape job, but a noticeable tape job on his right hand. And then obviously he goes up. You know, good play by AD to take the charge. Nasty fall because Ja was trying to, you know, just put him on a highlight reel. And then the fall was weird because he like broke his fall with his right hand, but then his hand got like twisted underneath.
Essentially landed on his hand being folded down.
Right. And so you're thinking, and then he lays down for a little while, then he gets up and he's screaming as he runs off.
That was the concern, was he was screaming.
And he didn't like, it wasn't like, let me go get this looked at. He ran right by the bench into the tunnel, into the locker room.
Well, by the way, before you continue, it's not AD's fault that he took this charge. It's an awful play. The NBA needs to get rid of this play. Like, I'm sorry. There's zero reason to have a play in the books where Anthony Davis, who's a foot taller than Ja Morant, can stand and go under him and draw a charge instead of going up and blocking his shot.
Nobody wants to watch charges and they only lead to injuries.
Right. So, like, and it's not his fault that Ja got hurt, but it's the rule's fault that play even happened. Because if that rule isn't in place,
do something.
Well, just don't have that slide in charge call. There's no reason for that call to exist. In the first half, Ja went up and actually caused a travel on Rui because he went up and contested his shot, and Rui thought he was going to get blocked and literally came down with it. We could see more plays like that and less plays where you have guys coming in and undercutting guys and putting them in a position where they're going to get hurt. And now one of the best players in the league, you know, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but you know, now he's not playing in the series. And again, to be 1,000% clear, I'm not blaming AD for anything. That was a good play that he made, but it's just an unnecessary play to be in the game. So let's get rid of it.
Well, he came back out. I don't know if you were at great seats, McMahon, but you couldn't see his face like we did on TV.
Mm-hmm.
He did not. His face showed someone in anguish. I'm not saying. I mean,
that did not change post game. That did not change post game. So he comes back out. He's got a pretty extensive black wrap. They basically retaped it, rewrapped it. Taylor Jenkins was told only in case of emergency, which is like, well, he came back out with 4 minutes left. I mean, you're down. It's kind of an emergency. So clearly he wasn't really available to play. He didn't play. And the Lakers kind of put it away. Ja went back in the locker room before the game was over. The media goes in the locker room, and Ja is basically sitting in front of his locker. He's still got his his tights on, but like just sitting just with his tights on, and he's like talking on the phone, but he's got his right arm kind of dangling to the side.
Was he talking to the LeBron James of hands?
I don't know. And they're looking for him, I'm sure. Maybe the Ja Morant of hands. But he's only using his left hand to talk on the phone and to text or scroll on his phone. And then, you know, as he's putting his towel on, he's only using his left hand. He goes, he takes a shower, he comes back. Very, very, he did a little meditation thing. He put his headphones on, only used his left hand though to put his headphones on. Did the meditation, sprawled out, goes and takes a shower, comes back. Only using the left hand to get dressed. Oh no, his socks are balled up. He's got to toss him to the Grizzlies security guy to get some help because he can only use his left hand.
That's worrisome.
but did everybody see that? He could only use his left hand. Here, can you help me with these socks? Put on his.
So you think he's performing? You think it's legitimately,
I don't know. I'm just telling you what happened. Then he put on his MBNO sweats, the clothing brand by his buddy Devontae Pack, who's not allowed to go to Grizzlies games. My brother's no others. Put his sweats on. Only use his left hand. I mean, and then he says, I'm in a, basically, I'm in a good bit of pain, he said. And Ja was like, he was visibly downtrodden. And then if you didn't get it from his body language, like he let you know, tough man, especially with everything I've been through pretty much this season. My main focus was to be out there for my guys. Another incident where that's pretty much in jeopardy. So like game 2, he made it very clear, like, I don't know. They said, I'm gonna give it a shot. But he's talking about if I can't help him, I'm not going to be out there. But he's like bringing up, he says, at this point, I'm not even surprised with how my life's been going. Like bringing up all the stuff that's happened this season. I don't know, man. I'm just pretty much numb to everything now. It's like I'm not even surprised. It's one thing after another. So Ja was very much in his feels, very much expressing doubt about his availability for game 2. Jaren Jackson Jr. was asked about, just this kind of tough run of luck for the Grizzlies in general. And Ja expressing doubt about being able to play in game 2. And he had an interesting comment. That's just stuff that he's telling y'all. At the end of the day, he feels fine. He feels fine. He'll push through anything. He's just going to tell y'all something good. So I don't know if Jaren was downplaying or I don't know what he was doing there. I will say
Jaren played great, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we came into the series talking about how the Grizzlies needed to be disciplined, right? Jaren on defense in particular, and Dillon Brooks on offense. Dillon Brooks was not disciplined on offense. He was terrible, as he often is. And Jaren Jackson played one of the best games I've ever seen him play. He was completely disciplined on the defensive end. He didn't commit stupid fouls. He was good attacking offensively and scoring. I thought he played great.
Part of that discipline, though, was sticking in the game plan of, hey, if Rui Hachimura can beat us with jumpers, so be it. And he did.
Man,
but that's the game plan.
We've seen Jaren fly into people and commit reckless, dumb fouls a lot. Like he's in foul trouble a lot. And he was not remotely in foul trouble today, which was huge. And obviously, their chances of winning the series, if Ja's banged up, he has to stay that way going forward because he's got to be out there now. They can't afford to have him out there for.
Well, look, I don't know how Ja's wrist feels or hand, if it's his hand or his wrist.
Here's the deal. Let's just hit the facts on that injury. They're being very vague about it. They list it as a hand contusion, but for the
X-rays negative.
For sitting out, when he sat out the season finale, but like they're going to list something for everybody anyways.
Sure.
X-rays were negative. Ja said the wrist is not a concern. It's just the hand, which, it's the hand that he'd previously injured. So he re-injured that. He did not have any kind of wrap on it post-game. There was not like noticeable bruising. His tattoo on his hand, I think it might be a tribute to Austin Reeves. It says him. It was clearly visible, no bruising on that. Obviously, hey, I have no doubt the guy is in pain, but X-rays negative, didn't need, any kind of wrap or brace or anything post-game, 2 full days, off in between games.
Well, hopefully he's out there for game 2.
Yeah, we'll see. But like, it was interesting that Ja was expressing so much doubt. That was interesting.
Well, the thing is that the Grizzlies always have confidence. So a player expressing confidence he's going to play, or, his teammate's going to play, it's hard to read it because they're always confident. They'd be confident even if he had a broken arm. They'd be like, oh, we'll just put in 5.
The other thing is like, dude, Tyus Jones is a hell of a starting point guard who just comes off the bench. So like, listen,
they performed well. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but they performed well without Ja this year, right?
Last year they were 19-4 with Tyus Jones in the starting lineup. This year they were 13-9. Now you can say, well, hey, they only went 1-2 against the Warriors last year without Ja. And I say, yeah, they only went 1-2 against the Warriors with Ja last year in the playoffs too.
Right.
That's true.
I mean,
So,
if it was just Ja Morant out for this series, I would feel pretty good about Memphis's chances. But you combine that with the losses of Steven Adams and Brandon Clark and the obvious lack of size they're already dealing with inside, and obviously showed itself in this game, then things really start to compound themselves.
Yeah, they probably need Ja to play, and they need Ja to play better than he did today. When he did, there was a stretch during the third quarter when he kind of took over the game. Finished with 18 points. I think it was 8 of 14 shooting. So that's not bad. That's pretty good. But 2 assists, 6 turnovers, like that ain't cutting it, man.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.